Get out of the way, we're coming in. You wanna fight, you step inside the ring. Does anybody wanna take a swing? It's gotta be all or nothing. Oh, we're gonna be the champions. Yeah, we're going all the way, we're gonna win, win. We're gonna win. Forget about a draw, we're gonna score. And then we're gonna get a few more. Maybe another one just to be sure. We'll make it look just like an amateur. Until the final whistle is the war. And then we're gonna pick it off the floor. We wanna hear the crowd really roar. Yeah, we're coming in, we're gonna win, win.
Hello and welcome live everybody to Aarhus in Denmark. This is the 4th edition of Bigger's Better. If you've never seen a format before, this is simplicity itself. No weight divisions, simply from light heavy up to super heavy and everything in between. 8 fighters, 3 rounds per fight, a minute in between. And the winner moves on, the losers exit at the end of the night. The last man standing, well, he'll take a share of the pot of cash, £30,000 up for grabs. And as for the assembled tonight, a few names you'll be aware of as well. Perhaps the favourite tonight is Konstantin Eirik, who's a boxer we've seen many, many times before. Let's get the official introductions then.
And welcome to the Energy Arena in Aarhus, Denmark. This is Bigger's Better 5th live and exclusive on Eurosport. Bigger's Better Incorporated, in collaboration with Mohammad Tehrani, present the first 8 men boxing tournaments with different schools of fighting. Tonight, the winner takes all. A triumph without danger is a victory without glory. Is Bigger's Better! Introducing the first fighters. On my right, from Poland, Tomasz Baba. From Poland, Damian Trzyzinski. The second fight of the evening, from Germany, Nico Fallin. And from Lithuania, Martyras Nisiles. For the third fight, from Romania, Florin Nazare. And ladies and gentlemen, from Aarhus, the famous Head Monte! And for the last quarterfinal, from Germany, Konstantin Eirik. And from Belgium, Vladimir Zelent. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the first quarterfinal.
So this is the lineup then. This is how the night will pan out, and we've got a great opening fight here. Alongside me is Richie Woodall. Richie, you were here for the last show. This guy, Damian Trzyzinski, had one hell of a left hook and not a bad right hand, and flattened everybody that came within his reach, apart from the final.
Yeah, very, very exciting fighter. There were short fights indeed. He certainly was explosive, big left hook, and he just went for it, didn't he? He was straight
Ladies and
into his
gentlemen,
opponents, and
big applause for the first
he just went for the
fight of the
knockout
evening,
every
the blue
time, and he
corner
got it. So yeah, I like the
from
look of him.
Holland.
Let's see if he's been schooled a
23
little bit
years old.
more, because that's what he
1
needed.
years,
But yeah,
83.
exciting kid.
And
Where
with
he's been
9
into the
kilos.
gym. He looks a bit more honed this time, I have to say, than he was last time out. And his opponent is this guy. So it's a local derby. This Bala. He's known as the Fireball. 15-2 amateur record. He does a bit of kickboxing and Thai boxing as well. He's the Polish Muay Thai champion. But this could be quite short, especially if Trzcinski has the same effect here as he had last time out.
In Sofia 7 weeks ago. He's a kickboxer. Please, big applause for Damian Trzcinski. The referee is from Germany, Mr. Klaus Agelmann. The judges of the evening are from Thailand, Mr. Sod Shamshan Panish. From Romania, Mr. Emile Irimia. And from Turkey, Biram Komats.
So here we go then, the opening bout of the night, as we said. Trzcinski, he's just 23 years of age. And he's just, in the last 6 months, turned pro. So Bala in the black trunks with the white trim. And Trzcinski of Poland, a couple of years, is junior. Only a 20-fight amateur record. He came to boxing quite late, Trzcinski. But he blew through the opponents, and so he comes out looking for the big shots, and here he goes again. And Bala has got to be very careful that he doesn't get hit. One of these does not land flush, because if it does, well, opponents have a tendency to go down.
Yeah, we know he's a big puncher, and he should carry a lot of confidence into this tournament from the last one. He knows that when he lands that shot, then they go down, they go over. Leaves himself open as he's coming in, though, does Trzcinski, so he'll have to just settle himself down here. But yeah, he's confident, and he doesn't look in the best of shapes, though, Tim, but we know he's powerful and he can land a big shot.
Yeah, and he's still young, isn't he? There he is, looking for that, for the big right hand. He's got almost like a bit of an arrogant swagger, hasn't he, the way that he rolls into range. But Bala is no mug himself. As we said, he's had a bit of an amateur career as a boxer, and he's messed about a bit with kickboxing and a bit of Muay Thai thrown in there as well. But it's whether he can put it all together into one package that delivers a victory on this night. That's all he's concerned with here.
Yeah, what Bala's got to do here, he's just got to box at range and keep his punches nice and long and straight. Certainly doesn't want to be letting this guy in on the inside. That's where his strength is, mid to short range, Trzcinski. So Bala's got to keep it long, stay in the centre of the ring, and certainly got to keep off the ropes and out the corners.
It's funny, isn't it? I remember us talking about the fact that he was a big fan of David Tour and Mike Tyson. And I think it was the end of the sentence, I wonder if he can hit like it. He unleashed one of those left hooks that literally lifted his opponent off the canvas and dropped him. But he's now finding out, of course, that people might know a little bit more about him now.
That's what's happening here. I mean, Bala just caught him there with the right hand as he was coming in. But Bala here, he knows this guy. And they will have done their homework on him, and he's certainly boxing on the back foot. He doesn't want anything to do with Trzcinski inside.
And at the end of the night, remember, for these guys, it is quite a big deal because there's $30,000 in the prize pot. And so it's not a bad night's work, really, is it, if you manage to go through 4 3-round fights? And there's a bit of distance between these two, which is why he's finding it a little bit more difficult this time. Trzcinski. He's just falling short, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, he's got to quicken his feet up a little bit, but what he should be doing here, he should be doubling up his attack a little bit more, or sustaining the pressure. And what he's got to do, his priority has got to get his man back onto the ropes. Then he can work, then, you see, because the guy can't, Bala will not be able to move. His movement's restricted on the ropes, and that's what he's got to do, Trzcinski.
Well, he's done enough to win the opening round, there's no doubt about that. The other problem for Bala is, you know, for anybody in this position, you know you're going out if you don't win the fight. So after the first round, he's had to sort of see what his opponent's got. The second round, he's got to do something which might leave himself even more open.
Yeah, just on the attack here, Trzcinski just fell short with a couple of these attacks. A bit wild, not very accurate, running forward. That's not good boxing, really. But he's just looking for that knockout shot, and that's the confidence from that last tournament that he was in. He was knocking guys out left, right and centre, and he believes he can do it here. And if he does connect, then yeah, he's got a good chance, but there's got to be some structure behind your boxing first.
Well, we'll wonder what this guy's plan B is. His plan, he's only got one plan. Hit him hard enough to make sure they stay down. And in the previous battle, of course, it made the previous Bigger's better. Yeah, got him all the way to the final. And we had that bizarre situation at the conclusion of the previous event where after 3 rounds they had it even. So they had to drag the boxers out to fight another round. So here we go then with the second round. Bala in the black trunks, trimmed with white. Choosing to stand perhaps a little closer this time, Bala. He's got to land a few shots of his own. He's got to do something.
Well, he's boxing sensibly on the back foot. He's actually caught Trzcinski with a couple of good jabs there. But this is where this man Trzcinski's at his best. Backing his man up onto the ropes. Some good shots went in there. And what he's got to do now, Trzcinski, is maybe target the body, slow his opponent down a little bit, target the body, hurt him downstairs, that'll bring the guard down, and then whip that right hand left hook combination over the top.
It's like you said, that when you get him backed up on the, or he backs his opponent up on the ropes, he is wide open to the counters, isn't he? All that is in his mind is to throw as many shots as he possibly can and try and knock his man out. This is a better performance in round 2 from Bala. A little bit frustrating for Trzcinski. As we said, he was an amateur up until the turn of the year, when he turned pro in order to take part in this particular event. Not that you have to be professional.
I mean, a simple shot that Bala should be using here is, apart from the jab, is the right uppercut, because Trzcinski would just walk onto it all day long. He's wide open as he's coming forward. Just throw the right uppercut. But Bala, very inexperienced, and the quality's not good at all from both of them, to be honest.
He looks as if he's tiring a little bit here. He's blowing a bit, Trzcinski. He's not perhaps in as good a physical condition as you thought he might be, especially after, like we said, the eye-catching displays that he put in the previous event. You thought somebody might have got a hold of him and thought, look, this guy can bang a bit, let's try and get him into some better shape and see how good he can be.
See, Trzcinski's obviously trying to land just the big shots all the time, but you've got to move the head more. If you're attacking like that, you've got to move the head. There's got to be head movement. That was a little bit better. See, he's got power, backing his man up there. That was okay. But you've got to move that head. And your own target area has got to be more elusive if you're coming forward like that.
Well, he might find a way past this opponent. End of round two. One more to go. But there are some quite accomplished boxers on this bill tonight, in particular Konstantin Arik of Germany, who we've seen on many occasions, and I think he might find himself on the losing end if he ends up facing Arik at any point. But it's funny, isn't it? Whereas everything was finding its way, tonight nothing's finding its way.
Yeah, last time out he was a lot more accurate than what he is here, but that's mainly because Balor's boxing on the back foot. He's been a bit negative himself. If he was to change his tactics, Balor, maybe go forward a little bit more, Trzcinski would definitely find the target more often. But when you've got a fighter who's constantly moving backwards, it's very difficult then to land that big shot.
Well, he's got to come out of his shell a little bit more, Balor.
Ladies and gentlemen, big applause.
He's got 3 minutes to try and turn it around into his favour. So at the moment, he's on the losing end of this. That was the best right hand he's thrown, Trzcinski, all night.
Just tying himself up a little bit here, Trzcinski. He's got to find the room a little bit more to deliver the shots. Start moving the head. I like the rolls that he was trying, and that's what he's got to do. Try and roll in front of his opponent. Inside, 2 out, and throw the left hook with the roll. There you go. That wasn't too far away.
Yeah, a little bit more unpredictable than it has been from Trzcinski, but still there looks to be a little bit of lethargy in his performance here tonight.
And to win this type of tournament, it's always wise that obviously you've got to win your opening contest, but you've got to leave a little bit in the tank as well.
Yeah.
And he's going for it here, and he's got to watch what he's doing. He might have to fight 3 times, you know, and certainly he doesn't want to be a victim of doing too much in that last fight, for instance. If you've done too much in the first fight, you haven't got enough in the tank.
And the sensible thing for him to do here now is to realise that maybe this isn't going to be the bout where he's going to find the big finish, but he's just got to play his way out of this third round. He's won.
Well, that's why he was successful last time, because he knocked the guys out and he was fairly fresh going into each contest, because he didn't do the rounds, did he? He was knocking guys out, so he's just feeling the pace a little bit here, Trzcinski. He's put a lot into it, and a lot of punches have missed the target.
Balor as well, looking very, very tired now. There's plenty of target there for that big right hand if Trzcinski can find the energy to throw it, but they both look as if they've...
I mean, his cornerman there, he's on the phone. I don't know who he's talking to. Just a little bit disappointed with Trzcinski here with his punches haven't been very accurate, but a little bit disappointed Tim in his conditioning. I thought he'd be in a lot better condition after that last win in the tournament. He was, you know, he was confident. He looked sensational with some of the shots that he threw. But coming into this, he looks a little bit flabby. He doesn't look like he's trained very hard, and that's disappointing for me.
Yeah, you were looking for some signs of improvement in his physical conditioning, and there are none. It's exactly the same. Half decent left hook though this time. And so the conclusion of the first fight of the night, and it should be a victory for Trzcinski over his fellow Pole, Balor, who was undersold, really, wasn't he, as the fireball.
Yeah. Some action here, but it's very scrappy, inaccurate. Trying to land that big shot all the way through the fight. He was trying to land those big punches, but it wasn't to be in this contest. So it'll be a good experience for him, Trzcinski. He's won the fight.
Well, the Muay Thai champion of Poland on his first foray into what is a professional show, he'll probably be heading back to his previous discipline. Mind you, that is, unless we get a sensational turnaround. And so here comes the decision.
Winner by unanimous decision. In the red corner, Damian Trzynski.
So onwards he'll go to face the winner of our next fight, which is Nico Valin of Germany, Martinas Nizelis of Lithuania. And he has the benefit as well, doesn't he, Rich? He's fighting first, so he's got 3 fights in front of him now to sit down and watch before he turns that again.
But if he's to win this tournament, I think he's got to perform better than that, to be honest. But, you know, sometimes you can be a little bit nervous in that first one, so he's got out of the way, that's the main thing.
So there we are, there's the confirmation, and onwards he moves towards that $30,000 prize at the end of the night. But the fights are going to get a little bit more difficult than that one there. So the two fighters just about to make their way into the ring then for our next bout of the night.
The second
Valin
quarterfinal
of
in the
Germany.
blue corner from Dortmund, Germany, Nico Valin.
So here he comes from Dortmund in Germany. Big fan of the local football team, Borussia Dortmund, who of course are having such a fantastic season this year. Could well end up taking a Bundesliga title, who knows? Nico Valin at 30 years of age. He's a German heavyweight. He's making his pro debut. Has got an amateur background.
One thing about this fella, he looks in very good condition. Obviously trained hard and making his debut, but yeah, looks in good nick.
Yeah, one of his big hobbies is bodybuilding and ping pong.
Well, he certainly looks the part, so let's hope he can produce the goods.
And now, in the red corner, from Kaunas, Lithuania, Martinas Nizelis.
So here comes Nizelis, 25 years of age. And he's a Muay Thai specialist who's been decorated at national and European level. Well, I've got to say, Rich, he doesn't look too interested in being here, does he?
I was going to say, someone wants to tell him he's about to have a fight. Looks very calm, cool and collected there.
The growler over in the other court. Mind you, I suppose you've seen plenty that can walk the walk, haven't you, over the years?
Yeah, you know what?
Be able to do the rest.
In this game, you can just never judge a book by its cover.
In the blue corner, from Dortmund, Germany, 30 years old, 1m87, 110 kilos. He is a kickboxer, Nico Valin. In the red corner, from Kaunas, Lithuania, 25 years old, 1m82, 104 kilos. He is a kickboxer, Martinas Nizelis. The referee of this contest is from Belgium, Mr. Roger Reuters.
So then the fighters called to receive their instructions.
3 minutes, 3 rounds. First round.
So, Nico Valin, is he going to be able to make the transition from kickboxer and amateur heavyweight against the Muay Thai specialist from Lithuania? We see this quite often, actually, Richie, with some of these fighters that are coming in from different fight disciplines, who are extremely well conditioned, that appear to just get into a position where they follow their opponent around the ring and follow them and follow them and continue to follow them without actually doing an awful lot.
Well, he's making his debut, isn't he? So he's just feeling his way into professional boxing, but he's starting to use his jab, his Fallon, which is always a good start. Nizelis looks a little bit
off balance.
Off balance, to say the least, yeah. Trying to throw that right hand.
And first decent shot coming in from Valin, that right hand, but Valin, the older of these two fighters by 5 years, and he has actually made this transition. He is going to be following a professional road of Valin in the months to come after this, so this is his big opening night.
Well, Fallon's working well with the jab. You know, he's taking himself into range, and that's always very wise to do as you're walking forward, using the jab, measuring the distance from yourself and your opponent behind that jab. That's good. Nizelis, he's a little bit wild, erratic, trying to throw right hands over the top. That was a lovely little left uppercut from Fallon.
And he looks to be permanently, as we said just a couple of seconds ago, permanently off balance, Nizelis. Half a minute left then in the first round. And I guess trying to switch from the body and then go to the head. That was good work, that, from Valin. But he took a glancing right hand though on the way out.
Yeah, he's working well with the jab, Fallon, but he's open to the right hand over the top.
Oh,
look, there it is. Yeah, there it is. He doesn't get the punch back to the guard position quick enough, and that's inviting that right hand over the top that Nizelis, he caught him with a couple of times there. But it was a good round for Fallon.
Yeah, it's an interesting round, that. So here we go. Let's have a look at some of the better work from the first round. That was his first decent shot from Fallon.
Yeah, just backing his man up onto the ropes. Nizelis was a little bit, that was that little short left uppercut come screw shot. That was a great punch. But yeah, some good work here, switching the attack as well, but then gets caught with the right hand over the top. So yeah, Nizelis showed a couple of little good signs there himself towards the end of the round.
Well, obviously feels comfortable, trying to psych his opponent out as well by remaining stood at the interval. 1 minute break in between rounds for these guys.
Seconds out.
There's Fan Club.
Yeah, there you go.
Round 2.
So here we go then to round 2 of 3. And he's come out really fired up there. He's zealous. Had that brief moment of success with that overhand right at the end of the first round, and come out looking determined to try and repeat the same. He hasn't been phased at all, has he, Fallon, by anything that's come his way, anything that's landed?
No, he's boxed quite well up to now. But Nizelis, I think they must have told Nizelis in that corner, let's have a go at this lad, put him on his back foot now and again, because he keeps coming forward, trying to boss the fight behind that jab. Fallon's always walking forward, and he is open, so that's what they've told Nizelis, try and push him back a little bit more. Literally pushing back as well then.
Hasn't thrown anything of note so far. Even the jab has been a bit infrequent from Fallon in this round. I mean, that was coming from so far away. If he'd have managed to measure a counter, then he would have had him on his back.
He should have sent a postcard. I think that would have got there first.
Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Konstantin Arik, who you might remember for his fight against Danny Williams a few years ago. He's waiting in the wings, probably sitting there planning on how he's actually going to be spending the money, because I don't think he's going to be having too much trouble, certainly not with what we've seen so far.
Well, at least Fallon is trying to throw some meaningful shots. Nizelis on the back foot totally. He's falling far too short as he does come forward. What he needs is a simple jab to take him into range and into distance. Fallon is doing what Nizelis should be doing. Oh, I thought he was going to bring the foot up there. I thought he forgot where he was for a moment then.
That's a bit better. We saw him actually switch to the body and start to work to Nizelis' body at the end of the previous round with a bit of success.
Lovely shot. That was a great shot there from Fallon. Straight left. Crisp, sharp jab, and that really stopped Nizelis in his tracks there. That was good. Needs a little bit more of that. You see, Nizelis, that's the first jab I've seen him throw this round.
He caught him with the right hand as well, just toward the end of that round, and Nizelis threw plenty, little with any consequence there. The crisper, cleaner punches kept the better work coming from Fallon.
Well, that was at the start of the round, wasn't it? From Nizelis there. There's the push. Keep away from me, son. But Fallon there trying the uppercut, left hook combination. Towards the end of the round, they were starting to boss it again. There's that shot there. That was a lovely punch there from Fallon. He's 2 rounds up.
One to go. If you just join us, we're in Aarhus in Denmark for this 5th edition of Bigger is Better. And so far we've seen a victory for Kaczynski from Poland. This is the final round of bout number 2 of the night. And the winner here will face Pole Kaczynski. Nizelis has got to come out and do something significant here. Big overhand right, followed up with a left hook, and did he slip? But whatever he did, the referee's not counting, and that's some way to come out and start a round. You wonder why he didn't do it in the previous 2.
Yeah. A little bit of a pattern emerging, isn't there? He starts the round very strong, does Nizelis. First 30 seconds or so of the round. Certainly the last 2 rounds, then he's come out strong, trying to land a big shot early on, trying to catch his man off guard.
And it's got to be careful here. Might have 2 rounds in the bag and might not be able to lose on points, but he could still get knocked out.
Yeah, that was a sharp 1-2 there from Nizelis. That was a good punch. Good combination there. This Fallon, though, he's strong on that front foot.
Oh, it's a good right hand, followed up with a left hook as well. And now they're on the chase. It's almost like they go, it's a sprint, isn't it, to get close to them.
Yeah.
Neither of them have got any significant defence to talk about, have they?
Well, even Fallon, he's a bit open, isn't he, with that right hand over the top. He's got a low left hand, but I mean, for a debut, it's not been bad for him. I mean, he's used the jab well, and you know, he's looking to land that right hand. He's not just marching forward, throwing nothing, expecting to land that rear hand. He's actually working behind his jab, which is good to see.
Just over a minute to go.
And he showed a bit of variation. He's tried to throw that right uppercut a couple of times. Screw shot earlier on, that left hand of his. So yes, yeah, not been bad.
So that left hand as well sent Nizelis scurrying backwards. Too many more of these, and Nizelis might find himself still yet again. Big right hand from Valid, who's beginning to get into a bit of rhythm now, isn't he? He's beginning to find his range a bit more.
I mean, Nizelis is all over the place. He's absolutely terrible, his style. I mean, I'd get him in the gym. I'd make him throw 500 jabs a night at this. I mean, I can count on my hand how many jabs he's actually thrown. Just boring forward. He's been awful.
He's going to go out here. Final flurry from Fallon in these dying seconds. Oh, that was a great combination. The left hand, rapid left hook. He's trying to switch to the body again. And now he's back there. This is a great conclusion. Again, you talked about the range and the different punches that were coming in there. There was a fair smattering of everything then.
Yeah, it was a good finish, wasn't it? And a good end to the contest there for Fallon. 3 rounds, he won all 3 rounds for me. And towards the end there, he put his shots together well. Some good stuff. That was a good right hand from Nizelis earlier on, but got caught there. Right hand, left hook, switches the attack then to the body. See that? Then there's that right uppercut. Good right hand again. His man just kept coming forward and walked onto another one too. So this is towards right at the end, then follows his man, smells the win, smells victory. Foot come up as well from Nizelis there.
Should be interesting in the next round when he faces Trzcinski. There'll be 2 coming out looking for the killer shot, the big blow. So, barring a sensation, Fallon should win here.
The winner by unanimous decision, in the blue corner, Nico Fallon.
So, winning debut for Nico Fallon. And he goes on to face Trzcinski in the semi-final. And after the break, we'll have the local favourite, Ed Monzo, will be coming into the ring. And he will be fighting Nazare. And to follow that, Konstantin Aire against the Bulgarian Vladimir Zelet. We're going to take a short break, but do stay with us.
Tomorrow on Eurosport. The race series with no hiding place. Just one make of car means it's all down to the driver. The Renault World Series from Aragon. Tomorrow at 1400, live on Eurosport.
Thank you.
Welcome back then live to Aarhus here in Denmark, and Biggest Bet of 5. And coming up next, the third of the quarterfinals involving this one, the local hero,
Welcome back
Monzo.
From the Energy Arena in Aarhus, Denmark. Now, third quarterfinal. In the blue corner from Brașov, Romania. Ladies and gentlemen, Florin Nazare.
Well, this should be quite interesting. Nazare, a 6'3" 25-year-old who had significant amateur career, 92-fight amateur career, fights primarily in the cruiserweight division. A 2-3-0 is his record as a pro. He's fought a total of 19 professional rounds. And last time out he got stopped by Gbenga Olukin. And you might actually recall we saw Gbenga Olukin on this very channel just back before Christmas when he, quite sensationally on the night, knocked out Konstantin Eirik. So he's a professional bodyguard during the day.
Now in the red corner, his hometown is Aarhus, Denmark. Please welcome Ed Monzo.
And at last, a bit of a cheer. This is the man they've been waiting to see, the 35-year-old social worker from Aarhus. And he did appear last October in Paphos. He's right on the biggest better too. And on a half-decent night, he beat the towering 7'1" German Jürgen Frank, stopping him in the third before he lost a decision to Alexei Mazakin. So he knows his way around the professional ring. He's a kickboxer, Thai boxer. He's a WBC champion at Thai boxing. And another moody entry, as this is another guy who's got the walk down to a T.
He's certainly got the crowd behind him, home support, saying a little prayer there. He's a local favourite at the end of the day. This should be interesting because Nazare, Romanian, always produce good amateurs, the Romanians, and he's had 92 amateur fights, so this could be interesting. If Nazare can get through this, you never know. But this fella, Monzo, he's the local favourite.
In the blue corner from Brașov, Romania, 25 years old, 1 m 92 kilos, is a boxer. Florin Nazare. In the red corner, 25 years old, 1 m 122 kilos. He's from Aarhus, Denmark. He's a kick and Muay Thai fighter. Ed Monzo. The referee is from Germany, Klaus Hagelmann.
You ready?
Right then, here we go. Ed Monzo, who is 10 years Nazare's senior. So the experienced old boy. It's Florin Nazare, just 25 years of age, but as we said, a significant amateur career as a boxer. Fighting just short of 100 amateur fights. And Monzo, primarily known as a Thai boxer, kickboxer, and a bit of a brawler. And this is exactly what Big as Better was always supposed to be about. A tear-up.
Yeah, he's looking for a tear-up with Monzo. There's obviously a lot of weight difference here between these two fellas. But Nazare trying to work his jab. Well schooled. I said the Romanians are very good. They produce good amateurs, and this fella is definitely well schooled. You can tell that. But Monzo, he's just looking to get to his man, and he'll land a big shot.
After that opening exchange, he'll probably do well to remember his amateur schooling, the foundations of what was a successful career, and not get drawn into a war which he might not win.
Yeah, he's got to keep hitting and moving here, as Nazari. Certainly doesn't want to be at close quarters. That was a body shot, very good body shot. Body shot there from Monzo. I was just saying he shouldn't be at close quarters with this guy, Monzo. Strong coming forward, playing to the crowd. And he hurt him downstairs there.
Well,
he's not getting up.
No, he isn't. Nazari is not going to get up from this. Here it comes. There, right there.
Left hook to the ribs. But you certainly don't take this guy on toe-to-toe. And that's the mistake Nazari made there. Allowed his man in on the inside. That was a great left hook to the body.
Well, he'll go away and realise he's made a stupid mistake, hasn't he? Getting involved in a fight he wasn't going to win.
And he just didn't fancy. I think he probably could have gone on, but he was obviously hurt. And now, as I said before, Tim, this guy, he's only just done a round, less than a round, and he's pretty fresh going into the semis.
And he'll face the winner of our next bout, which is Arik and Zelin. Here it comes again.
Walking his man down onto the ropes. There was the left hook, right into the rib cage, and he didn't want to know.
Winner by knockout in the first round, he qualified for the semi-final, and Monzo!
So Monzo goes forward. And we await the next two fighters into the ring. And this next bout will include the favourite for the night, certainly the most experienced boxer that is on display here. There he is, Konstantin Arik from Germany.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, ready for the last quarterfinal. In the blue corner from Hamburg, Germany, Konstantin Arik.
So, as we said, it was a big upset when we saw him last time out in Germany, when he was knocked out by Gabenga Alukin. Stone cold he was. It was a sensational stoppage. He's beaten a few decent names as well coming up to that. Alex Cal, we saw him win that. And Sisi Salif as well, who's been around a very difficult opponent and fought a couple of draws against Alexei Mazakin as well. 16-3-2 is his professional record, and just over 60% of those victories he actually stopped his opponent. So he does have quite a considerable ability, but it'll be interesting to see how he is, because that was against the Lukin a big loss that he suffered.
And his opponent in the red corner from Charleroi, Belgium, Vladimir Zelent.
Yeah, lives in Austria. He's from Belgium originally. And 4-0 is his professional record. He stopped 2 of those 4 opponents, 11 rounds boxed. But interestingly, he hasn't fought anybody with quite the record of the guy that's standing in front of him. And you're looking at me as if to say, this is going to be the minute he tastes his first loss.
Well, you just never know. I mean, he's had 4 fights and won them, so, you know, he's confident coming into it. But he's in against the most experienced man in Arik. How are we saying his name? Is it Irish or Irish?
He's not Irish.
No,
Well, he might very well be, but that's not how you pronounce his name.
Okay, there you go.
In the blue corner from Hamburg, Germany, 32 years old, 1 meters 85, 105 kilos. He is the boxer, Constantin Irish. And in the red corner from Charleroi, Belgium, 24 years old, 1 meters 92, 98 kilos. He is the boxer as well, Vladimir Zelent. The referee, Roger Reuters from Belgium.
Well, there are all sorts of interesting potential names for the year ahead for Eirik until he was beaten. There were talks of meetings with Boitsov and maybe even Elenius. His name was mentioned. Platov was mentioned. Glazkov as well. But everything is on the back burner now. He's got to go back to school. He's got to start to reconvince people that, you know, he has got a future. He's only 31 years of age. He's not very old for a heavyweight. There's nothing wrong with his conditioning, as we said, but that was a big loss by Alukin, and he'd never seen him beaten the way he was beaten by Alukin. So it'll be interesting to see, albeit in a very low-key way, just how he actually conducts himself on this night. But that wasn't a bad way to start. That was a great right hand.
Yeah, that was good there from Eirik. He's in against a fella here who started out as a southpaw coming into this contest. Now he's switched to orthodox. He's tall, he's rangy, so Eirik knows that he's got to get inside him. He's got to get to him a little bit, and that's what he just did there. He got him back into the corner and landed a couple of decent shots, but he's got to get to his man here. As Eirik, he can't afford to stay on the outside, because Zelent, it looks like he's just going to pop that jab and keep his distance. So Eirik has got to get to him.
Yeah, he's been in this position, such as his physique and the way that he's built, on many, many occasions in his career, Eirik. So he's no stranger to having to get in close and try and work. And he's caught up with many who've tried to keep him at a distance. As we said, he's got quite a high KO ratio on his career so far. He takes a few good shots. And that's what's put the question mark in a few people's minds about him, whether or not he's got the ability to actually take a punch from a big hitting heavyweight. And Gebenga Alukin wasn't exactly on the radar as, you know, a top 5 or top 10 opponent, but he certainly ended in premature fashion Eirik's night just before Christmas. But this is all about the here and now for him.
Yeah, well, Eirik has just inflicted a little bit of damage on that nose of Zelent's. He got him onto the ropes, and it was a good attack. He followed him along the ropes, and he was throwing shots which were landing. Zelent is a switch hitter. 2 or 3 times he's gone from orthodox to southpaw, but his ring positioning is all over the place, and he's knocked off the centre too easily, far too easily, and he's being pushed back. And that's what Eirik has got to do here. But Zelent, he's not a bad switch hitter, but there's no power in his work at all. So Eirik is not respecting his power one bit.
Tell you what, he'll certainly respect Eirik's right hand if it comes anywhere near to landing. He's got enough target to aim at there, and he can't afford to take anything like a liberty with him. There it is, that's the right hand, and he's all over the place and down. Regains his composure, but it does count as a knockdown. He'll take a count.
Yeah, good shot there from Eirik. What Zelent did, he switched, didn't he? Went from orthodox to southpaw, and Eirik threw that right hand straight away down the middle, and it caught him as he was coming in. So, you know, it's okay switching from orthodox to southpaw, but you've got to try and do it away from your opponents a little bit more.
I mean, you've got to be good to be able to do that.
Well, too many boxers switch too close, and that was a classic example there. He switched from orthodox to southpaw and gets caught with that right hand. But backing up on the ropes here, Arik, this was good. This is where he did the damage to the nose of Zalent.
Well, I tell you what, his style hasn't changed.
There you go. That was a great right hand there. Just no power, Tim, in Zalent's shots. So, as I said, there's no respect from Arik. He's walking forward. He feels confident. He's landed some big shots. He thinks it's just a matter of time.
48 fight amateur career, 137 of those. And his boxing hero, Vitaly Klitschko. So can he come out and finish this in round 2? Konstantin Arik.
Round 2.
Finish round 1 with a knockdown. And if he presents himself in the same way again, Zalent, then he'll end up the same way again.
You see what I mean, Tim, about being pushed back too easily. Zalent's got to be a little bit more brave, stay in the centre of the ring, hold that centre, not to be pushed back. Look, he's going back in straight lines. It's just inexperience. It's raw novice stuff, it really is.
Well, it's not exactly going to announce Arik as a major force within the division again, but it's not going to do him any harm to come away from this event tonight with a victory. There again, that right hand, again it sends him back to the ropes, and that's not where he wants to be.
Zalent, he hasn't got a bad boxing style, but there's just nothing in his shots at all to trouble his opponent. There's no power. Walking every time, I tell you what, every time he goes southpaw, he's open to that right hand.
Oh, there it is, look at that.
That was on cue, wasn't it?
Bang on cue. And you talked about just at the moment that he switches to southpaw again, leaves himself wide open, and he's not going to get up from that. Or if he does, he's probably foolish. No, that's it, night over. Victory for Arik.
And he's southpaw, and then he actually switches to orthodox. And he gets caught with an absolute cracking shot. Good right hand over the top.
Oh,
there it is.
Yeah, great shot.
May have hurt himself as he went down there.
First defeat on his professional record, and he was in way over his head with this guy. And easy to see why he's the pre-tournament favourite. And the second half of the draw has been a bit more entertaining than the first half of the draw.
Well, a knockout or a stoppage is something that the crowd like, it enjoys. That's what, you know, that's part of winning. But it was a good shot, good right hand over the top, bang on the button. And he wasn't getting up from it. I just hope he's okay, because he seemed to have fallen bad there onto his, I think it was his elbow or his shoulder.
I think he's always had good hand speed, Arik. But it's that seed of doubt that's now planted in people's minds about his ability, as we said, to take a shot. I mean, he was literally, it was as if somebody had flicked the switch when a Lukin hit him. And he was knocked out, but this is the road to redemption. It all starts here for him.
Yeah. The thing is, Tim, he's one of those fighters who he puts himself in a position to either knock his opponent out or get knocked out. He's one of those type of fighters. He's excited.
Round 2 and qualified for the semi-final, Konstantin Arik.
He's going to have me at it in a minute, isn't he? Right, we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll be into the semi-finals. That is the semi-final in the second half of the draw. Monzo, Arik. To come up first, Valin against Trzcinski. So we're going to take that break. But do stay with us. We will be back in a couple of minutes.
Renault Scenic. You're a family man, not an old man.
2,786 hours of sunshine per year, 1,244 islands, 576 fish species, 130 native grape varieties, 14 UNESCO heritage sites and treasures of tradition. Simply too much for a 30-second commercial, just enough for a perfect holiday. Croatia, the Mediterranean as it once was.
Sunday on Eurosport, the 30th London Marathon, and more than 30,000 runners, each one on a personal quest, including the world's very best. The London Marathon, Sunday at 10, live on Eurosport.
ASICS. Sound mind, sound body.
Welcome back, everybody, to Aarhus in Denmark, and we move to the semi-final.
Live and exclusive on Eurosport tonight, live from the Energy Arena in Aarhus, Denmark. First semi-final. Please welcome in the blue corner from Widoch, Poland, Damian Trzyzinski.
This is the guy that caught everybody with that element of surprise in the last tournament, where he came in and blew everybody away. He now finds out that people know a bit about him, and they tend to stay rather at range and not get anywhere near being hit. So he had it all his own way against Bala in the first fight, but it was just, he didn't look quite as fresh as he was in that opening event about, 2 months back. And he looked a bit tired, actually, and didn't look in the greatest of condition. So we'll find out now whether it was just a case of a bit of nerves coming in, with a bit of increased expectation from not only everybody else around him, but from himself as well.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it was a good tournament he had last time. He knocked guys out, but what he doesn't want to do, Tim, he doesn't want to think I can just knock everyone out, because he's coming to this tournament, I think, with a little bit of that attitude, and that's wrong. He's got to get in the gym, he's got to train hard, he's got to go to school in terms of learning behind the jab, working the openings, instead of just trying to knock every guy out, because he won't do that, you know, and you should be told that.
Well, this is the bodybuilder turned boxer. Nico Valin. And he looked quite useful in the way that he got rid of Niso.
In the blue corner. First semi-final. From Poland, Widoch is a kickboxer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Damian Trzyzinski. Please, will you switch, please? Please, switch a corner. Switch the corner, please. Excuse me. Switch the corner.
They got the wrong corners. Well, mind you, not that it makes an awful lot of difference, but there we go.
And now, in the red corner, from Dortmund, Germany, he's a kickboxer as well. Please welcome Nico Valli. Mr. Klaus Agelman is a referee for the first semi-final.
Are you ready for semi-final? Better? Okay, step back and have a clean fight.
Right then, here we go with the first of the semi-finals then. Fallin against Trzcinski, and Ali comes looking to try and work to the body.
Well, in his first contest, Fallin, I thought, boxed quite well behind the jab, and that's what he's got to use here against Trzcinski, because this fella is just, as we said before, likes to work at short and mid-range, very powerful. A little bit inaccurate in his last contest, but we've seen him in the previous tournament knock guys out. And so, yeah, he's powerful. So you need to box behind the jab, keep him at bay, and straight away, look, Trzcinski, he's starting to throw slower shots. So, yeah, again, I'm just questioning Tim, his conditioning.
Yeah, it's interesting that again as he tries the big right hand, reverts to type. This is what he likes to do. Back his opponent up on the ropes, and then
not even a minute gone. Well, just a minute gone, and his punches have slowed already, Trzcinski.
He's in here with a guy who does take his conditioning very seriously. That was a right hand that glanced off the chin, and then wildly losing his balance, and then it's all guns blazing as they both tear into each other. And really, Trzcinski's almost in danger of punching himself out here.
Oh, this is good work from Fallin, mainly because his punches are nice and straight shots. Trzcinski's throwing those hooks, but they're inaccurate. It's the straighter punches from Fallin. That's a good attack from him. Finished off with that left hook. Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
All over the place.
He's gone.
Well, it's a guy who takes his conditioning very seriously against one who thought he could take a liberty or two, or thought this game was maybe a bit easier than it really is. He doesn't know where he is.
Big left hook, right hand. There from Fallin. I mean, he's fit. Oh, lovely right uppercut. That's it. It's all over.
He's out. Should never have allowed him to walk back into the centre of the ring. His legs were completely gone, and he was just a sitting target. And the way he went down there, really, that was not good refereeing that at all.
What the referee should have done when he had him in that corner is asked him to actually walk to him. You see our British referees will say, walk towards me. They want to see you walk in a straight line, keeping your eyes on, obviously, the referee. He didn't do that. And I'll tell you what, though, Tim, Trzcinski is probably the kick up the backside he needed, because he's come into this tournament and he's not fit at all, thinking he's just going to blow away the opponents. He's come up against a kid here, determined, strong, and can punch as well. What a great finish from Fallin. And that little right uppercut, what a punch that was. Finished off with a straight left. Good performance from Fallin.
Well, in just the same way that Trzcinski just sort of exploded onto this scene a couple of months back, his title has now been taken by this guy here, Nico Fallin, German heavyweight, who's making his professional debut.
By knockout victory in the first round, Nico Fallin.
And you can see how disappointed Trzcinski looks there. Well, onwards we move, and Eirik against Monzo coming up, and if, as expected, Eirik does get past Monzo, then Fallin will be made perfectly for him. He's the right height, he's the right build, and he should see him off quite easily. It's that easy.
It's that easy, is it, mate? Yeah, okay. Yeah. But this was, I mean, if you look at Trzcinski, he's really going for it, but Fallin, the variety in his punches for me, and he just kept going. There were straight shots, there was hooks, the uppercut went in, and he was so determined. Some great shots coming here, but the punches, I was more impressed with the straight shots and the right uppercut towards the end. This is more or less the finish now coming up. There's that right uppercut, and then follows up then with the left hand there. Great finish, really was.
And
So-
if he does want to take it seriously, you know, we gave him plenty of credit and plenty of plaudits to the way in which he just came in and took everybody out in the previous round.
Yeah.
Now, ladies and
It's not
gentlemen,
great
it's time
guidance.
for
I mean,
the
he needs
second
somebody around him pointing him in the right
semi-final.
direction, doesn't he? And say, look, you know, you've got to get out, you've got to go to the gym. Simple as that. He obviously hasn't been near one.
He hasn't been near the gym. Well, it doesn't
Well,
look
he might
like
have
it,
been.
does it? Well, he hasn't done a lot. Probably talking to his gym mates. But yeah, he wasn't in very good condition. Very surprised, very disappointed. I thought the winning of the previous tournament would have brought him on a little bit, got him into the gym, got him into good shape. And yeah, I still think he could do something, Trzynski, but not with the attitude.
Yeah, he's only 23, so who knows? But this guy's been around a bit. He is the WBC Thai boxing champion. And he comes from the locale. He's an Aarhus local here. In he comes then, and he got rid of his man Nazare in double quick time. He might be given a bit more to think about with this fight. He fell short back in Paphos. Now
Germany, please welcome Constantine Irish.
so Constantine Irish coming in. Not much rest for him, was there? Actually,
No,
he was,
but he didn't have
hoping
much
for a
of
bit more.
Well, he didn't have much of a fight, did he, in his first one? Let's face it. But I mean, it was a second round stoppage, wasn't it, or knockout against Zelent? So yeah, he'll still be pretty fresh, Tim. He's in against a bigger man here, though, and he certainly doesn't want to be mixing it with this guy Monso on the inside, who seems to walk through everything, doesn't he, Monso, to get to his man. So this will be tricky for Irish, and he'll have to show a little bit of intelligence here behind his boxing.
In the blue corner, in the blue corner is a kick and Muay Thai fighter. Please welcome Ed Bonso. And in the red corner is a boxer, Constantine Irish. The referee is one more time Mr. Roger Reuters.
Awesome. 3 months, 3 minutes. Okay? Success? Good fight.
So then, Irish, 3 rounds away from a place in tonight's final against Nico Fallin. 4 years Monzo's junior, but really should have much too much in the way of boxing nous and skill for Monzo. And he connected to the body, but he's going to take a bigger shot than that to get rid of Irish. He came up short against Alexei Mazakin. Well, that was a decent left hook, that as well, then, from Irish. But he takes a decent shot, doesn't he? Or he looks like he does.
Yeah, the problem there with Irish, I mean, he landed a shot, but he got caught himself with a little short left hook from Monzo. He's a strong fella, this Dane, and he's on home soil, so he'll be roared on by the crowd. But Irish here's got to box more behind his jab, Tim, here. Work the body as well. He's there to be it. We said at the start, didn't we? He gets in these positions, he'll land that knockout shot, but he gets caught himself, so it's anyone's fight, this one.
Yeah, in the back of his mind, or might be not quite as far back as the back of his mind, will be Gbenga Alukin. And the memories of what happened when he walked onto a big shot there. So just may need to take things a little more cautiously here.
Both just having a look at each other here. This is when they've got to start using the jab more, try and get a reaction from your opponent, try and look for an opening. But by standing there doing nothing, nothing's going to happen there. So you must start using the jab.
Put to the body from Eirik. He just tries to mix things up a little bit. He's the lighter of the two fighters by a few kilos, is Eirik.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of respect here from Monzo. I mean, Monzo is the bigger fighter here, and what he should be doing, he's probably walking forward a little bit more, trying to walk through those shots because he's got a lot of weight advantage, as long as he keeps the hands nice and high. But he's shown a bit of respect for Eirik here, just tentative a little bit from Monzo.
Been waiting for a long time, haven't they, for a heavyweight hero in Denmark. Brian Nielsen was a few years ago, wasn't he? Now, nothing much of any significant power there to worry Eirik at the end of the first round, and it's quite a difficult one to call that.
Well, I thought Monzo there, I mean, he finished the round well. It may have just nicked it. That may have just been enough to actually take the round. Right hand to the body there from Monzo. He's Eirik coming forward here. That was a good shot there, but he also gets caught right at the end of that sequence, and he got caught again there. So he's there to be hit. He's Eirik. A little bit flat-footed here, Monzo, as he's walking forward, but that may have just been enough to clinch that first round. He's on home soil as well, remember.
It's funny, as you're talking about Brian Nielsen, there was still that rumour that he was coming out of retirement to fight Evander Holyfield.
Really?
Yeah. In the mind you, that was before Holyfield was pulled out of his last fight with that cut over his eye. So that might be off. Here we go then. Round two.
Just have a combined age of about 110, aren't they? But Holyfield, one of my heroes, what a great fighter he was.
A bit sharper from Eirik, right into the thick of it. He wants the body, and then again he takes that right hand counter which wobbles him, and it's exactly what Alukin did to him. It's almost as if he's become blind to it.
He literally gets caught when he's actually throwing shots. Holds those feet a little bit too long. Hasn't got that natural instinct of moving the head. And he's there to be, as we've said, but gets caught there with a good shot there from Monzo. I mean, this Monzo is very, very basic. He's open himself, especially to the shots that go over the top, because he's got a low guard. But he's a strong fella, flat-footed, keeps coming forward. And he's very confident in his own chin, so he's prepared to take a shot to land one, is Monzo.
Eirik's got his work cut out here.
Good shot.
Great shot, and Eirik goes down.
Yeah, just sheer strength there from Monzo. He landed a good left hook there. Never mind touching gloves, he should be jumping on him now.
But he will. But this is what Monzo wants, isn't it? This is what Mazakin wouldn't give him.
He's got to either get on his bike here has Eirik. Oh, he's got a hold. That's what he's got to do, try and hold, just tie him up on the inside for a few seconds, try and recover. He's still hurt here, is Eirik.
A crowd right behind their man, but back comes Eirik.
He's going to get warned with the head as well here, Eirik, if he doesn't watch what he's doing. That was a good sequence from him there. And again, good combinations here from Eirik. And he's boxed clever there. He's held his man. That's giving him a few seconds to recover.
Well, that was a decent, again, left hand, which shakes Monzo.
Monzo very, very strong, isn't he? He's got a good chin.
Yeah, you're right. He's got a great chin because he's been hit with pretty much everything that Eirik's got, and he's still there, and he's still coming right at him.
Good round.
Shaken. Here it comes again.
It was a coffin left hook, if anything, there on the side of the head from Monzo. A couple of good body shots as well.
There it was.
There's that little short left hook. That was a better shot. Walking forward. He's very strong, is Monzo. But look, he got caught himself there. He's there to beat himself, is Monzo. There's that left hook again. And that's the one that put him down. Good round from Monzo, but he just allowed Eirik there just to hold. Look, he holds there, gathers his breath again and just recovers and ended the round quite well, the German. But for me, the round went to Monzo.
Well, he's watching his career basically disappear, because if he comes out beaten here by a 35-year-old who's basically a Thai, he's a Thai boxer and a kickboxer, he certainly isn't anything like a professional boxer. Not looking good on his record, and there's no doubt he'll come back in some guise, but where he's going, is it anybody's guess? It certainly isn't where he thought he was going this time a year ago. He's got to probably stop his man here, hasn't he, to win this?
Yeah, I mean, that was a good right hand there.
Yeah, well, now, what's he done? Has he twisted his ankle then?
Yeah.
Or has he pulled a hamstring? What's he done?
Oh, it didn't look good, did it? I think it is the hamstring, you know.
He's given him a count.
But he actually got caught with a right hand before that from Eirik. But it's just brute force and strength from Monzo. Oh, another good left hook. That was a good shot from Monzo.
Yeah.
And again, he could finish it here.
He's being pushed back. He's trying to stand his ground, Eirik. One time reasonable contender for a European title is looking as if he could get another defeat on his record to a guy that isn't even a professional boxer, and that will hurt a lot.
I just think, Tim, here tonight, Eirik has chosen the wrong tactics in to hold his feet, take his man on, a much bigger man, a stronger guy. Okay, he's had a little bit of success here and there, but here he's getting caught with hooks again. He hasn't kept that gap, he hasn't boxed at distance. He's been a little bit sloppy on the inside, and he's got caught with shots that he shouldn't have done. Wrong tactic for me.
Yeah, you might remember, or those of you who remember that fight with Danny. Oh, that was a right hand on the back of the head then, and Eirik is up and away and giving a bit of time, and there's a left hook to follow it up, and he's all over the place actually. His balance has gone a bit, hasn't it, Monzo? That ankle or that hamstring might be giving him a few more problems. That going back to Eirik, the Danny Williams fight. Remember, Danny Williams was just about to knock him out. Yeah. It's also, that was a good right hand again from Eirik, though, right onto that granite jaw of Monzo.
He's taking some great shots. Monzo's actually tiring. He's really, really tiring. This round has really taken out of him, and he's walking onto punches. This will encourage Eirik, but he's got to find the shot now.
He's got half
Look how it's turned now. The tables have turned. Eirik should pour on the pressure here, because Monzo is definitely, he's really exhausted.
Final few seconds coming into the last 10 seconds, and the right hand again. and the left to follow. He's waddling all over the place. One decent shot, you think, might have put him down, but he's going to come to a conclusion. Well, he probably did enough to win that round. It's an interesting decision they're going to have to make, the judges here.
I agree. I've got it 2-1 to Monzo.
Maybe they give it as a draw and we have to have another round.
Another round. I don't think either one will fancy another round. But that was that funny instant. It was either the ankle or his hamstring. But here, for me, he should have finished him off here, Monzo. Caught Arik with some good shots there. Arik comes back, he rallies well, but gets caught time and time again with the left hook. There was another one. There's that little short left uppercut. That was the best shot of the round. But then the fitness of Monzo seemed to disintegrate in the last 30 seconds to a minute of that round. It just went, didn't it? And that's what gave Arik a little bit of confidence to come back. But for me, Monzo should have won it, and for me, he's got it.
Right then, let's get the decision then here.
Ladies and gentlemen, winner by split decision in the blue corner, and Monzo!
I think he raised the wrong arm there.
Yeah. Well, I had it 2-1, but yeah, it was closer. But I thought he just did enough, Monzo, there.
That's a massive disappointment, that, for Arik. It really is. So Monzo against Valin in the final. And they've got to be given a bit of time to recover, so we're probably going to have the support fight coming out in a minute or so. There we are. Monzo against Valin, Germany, Denmark in the final.
Oh, one fight.
Yeah, I was recounting that Danny Williams. So, I mean, it's been told on many, many occasions, of course, isn't it? When it looked as if Danny Williams was just about to knock him out, and the bell went just short of 2 seconds before the end of the round.
The winner of this fight will be qualified for the next Bigger is Better this season.
But the way Monzo actually finished the fight there, I thought he ran out of gas. So yeah, he's going to need a good rest there, because Fallon, for me, is much the fitter boxer. So it'll be interesting. He needs a good rest. But for me, Arik just chose the wrong tactics early on in the fight. And if it wasn't for Monzo actually tiring in the last minute of the last round, then Monzo would have probably won it a lot clearer, to be honest.
And so this is the support fight. They always chuck one of these in. It's the qualifier for the next Bigger is Better, which comes up in June. Langen from Germany is a kickboxer. (17-2) is kickboxing record.
And now, from the red corner, he's from Aarhus, Denmark. Please welcome your fighter, Mohammad.
So Murad Raiden takes to the ring. 30 fights in a multitude of disciplines. Boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai. He's done it all. He's had a taste of all of them.
In the blue corner, from Dortmund, Germany, 22 years old, 1 m 94 kilos, he is a boxer, André Langen. from Aarhus, Denmark, 24 years old, 1 meters 86, 123 kilos. He's a boxer and a kickboxer, Mohammad. The referee of the qualification fight here, Roger Reuters from Belgium.
So then the winner here gets to go on the next bill and their chance to
Ladies
win
and gentlemen, let me remind you that Ed Monzo
part of this $30,000 prize fund.
For the final.
So there is a 29 kilogram weight difference between the two here. Murad Raid, only a year between them as well, two quite young fighters these.
Well, he certainly doesn't look in the best of conditions, does he, this Raid? Coming forward, looking for the big shot. But if I was Langan, I'd certainly be heading downstairs with a couple of good right and left hooks and test that conditioning.
Well, he's got him where he wants him here, and he's taking quite a lot of punishment there, and then Langan just grabbing.
Yeah, maybe I spoke too soon, because he's really going for it here, Raid.
No time for Langan to settle into a rhythm to get his plan of action going here, because he's been pretty much forced onto the defensive. He's tried to start to move around the ring. He's tried to use his jab a bit.
A little bit better jab there. Raid, though, he's got the right tactics here. He's walking his man down, pinning him onto the ropes, and using that weight advantage. And he's going for the early stoppage. This is the plan here from Raid. Langan has got to try and weather this storm. But good work again from Raid. Left hand, right hand there. Hit the target, good shots.
Langan will be hoping that he can't keep up this work rate for more than a round and a half.
So that's a lovely straight jab there from Langan, and a good right hand. Good tactics. That's what his cornerman actually shouting from ringside there. You can quite clearly hear them. And I bet they're saying, keep away from him, just pop out that jab, keep the punches nice and straight.
Doesn't need to
get off the ropes. That's what they're saying, because Raid there, when he has his success, is when he's got his man back onto the ropes.
And he's probably done just about enough to sway the judging in his favour, certainly for this opening round, Raid. But he's beginning to have a little bit of success, and it might come in round two and round three. He's beginning to find a rhythm, find a route to success, Langan. Although...
Well, I said, didn't I, that he had to weather the storm, and he did. But Raid there definitely won that first round. I mean, the last minute or so, then Langan started to come back into it with the jab. It was some good work from him. But Raid earlier, the first 2 minutes, he was totally in control for me. Backing his man up onto the ropes here, working head and body, right hand there, that was a good shot. Really going for the stoppage. Straight punches. And Langan then, just in desperation, just tries to hold his man. But again, Raid on the attack. Good 1-2. Switches the attack to the body as well. Good stuff, and pins his man in the corner. That was at the end of the round.
So Langan got a bit to think about. The question is whether or not he can actually keep up that work rate for the next couple of rounds. They got a mind of their own, haven't they, the cameraman? Always. There's never any difference.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Whatever sport.
Yeah.
So round 2 then here. And Langen from Germany against Raid in the black trunks trimmed with the white. And again, you can hear the coaching of the German coming from the corner as he continues to move, use his jab, come in and out.
Yeah, he's got to start moving more around his opponent. That's better, rather than moving back. He seems to jab and then he moves backwards, and that's allowing Raid then to obviously carry on with it with an attack. So what he's got to do, he's got to use that jab, then move off to the side, little side steps here and there, and try and hold centre ring.
No shortage, is there, in Germany, of decent new talent coming through. Still a big spectator sport, isn't it?
Oh, they love the boxing in Germany, they really do, and the stadiums and the shows that they put on, they're always full. They really do appreciate a good fight in Germany. They've got a great amateur system as well, good amateur boxers. And I remember the old East Germany when I was an amateur back in the 80s. They were so strong. They used to win a lot of Olympic gold medals. The former East Germany, very well schooled, great fighters.
Oh, this is much better from Langen in the second round.
Yeah, sensible boxing, you see. Simple stuff. Simple jab, straight right hand, holding the position well in the ring. He needs to get off the ropes. When he's in the centre of the ring, Langen's in control.
Raid forced to go looking, whereas his opponent was pretty much standing right in front of him in the first round. He's had limited, if any, success here.
Well, you never box to your opponent's strength, do you? And in that first round, that's what Langen was doing. He was holding his feet, he was allowing his man to push him back onto the ropes. He had a little bit of a toe-to-toe battle with him against a bigger man, so that wasn't wise, and that's why for me he lost the opening round. But in this round, he's been in control with the jab. He's winning this round. For me, he's Langen, boxing much better, much more sensibly, and good tactics and easy boxing behind the jab. There you go.
Yeah, and it should lead us into a decent third round here as well, because if you've given Raid the first, you'll certainly have given Langen the second, which means it's all to play for in the third and final round.
Yeah, good boxing here from Langen. Straight shots. Tried to land that right hand there, but generally in that round his jab was much the better shot. Raid coming forward here, but he kept walking onto that straight left. And the lighter German, for me, definitely did enough to win it. So yeah, 1-1, and it's all on the last round for me.
And whichever one of them comes away with the decision, they'll be appearing on the next biggest better.
Final round. Fight.
So, third and final round then. All to play for. Langen literally has to reproduce what he did in round 2. Not get involved in a brawl, not hang around too long on the ropes. Don't let Raid pin him back there.
Yeah, and Raid, he's got to close his man down here. Got to start blocking a few of those jabs as well, and parry the shot with the right hand of his, and then quick reactions and return fire. That's what he's got to do here, Raid. But he's got to get back on the front foot and try and cut the ring space down a little bit better. And that's when he's got to go to work. He can't afford, you see, he let his man off the ropes there. He can't afford to do that. He's got to keep him onto the ropes, pin him on the ropes, and go to work.
Not quite as elusive in this round, Langen. And again, this is where he had him in round one. Manages to slip his way out.
Too many single shots coming from Langen now. He's got to start doubling up a little bit, either a double jab or a 1-2 combination, because Raid, he's getting more and more confident walking forward. He's taking the first shot and now he's starting to walk his man down. Langen definitely tiring.
And he's yet, as you said, to throw anything more than single shots as Rai just chases him from one corner to another.
It's amazing the difference when Langen's in centre ring than when he is on the ropes. He's totally in control from centre, but when he's on the ropes, oh, that's Raid's game. And that's when Raid is bossing the fight. But Langen, he's getting too tired here, Tim. And this is encouraging Raid to come forward. Good shot from Raid there.
And the right hand to the body's worked to the body a bit there as well. This is as good as the first round for Raid. And it's planted nothing but indecision in Langen's mind, and he's again trapped in the corner, and in the end the sheer volume of punches sent him down. There was no one big conclusive shot there.
And we said it, didn't we? When he's on the ropes, when he's in the corners, he has problems, he's in trouble. And there, he's tired as well. He's let his man work him into that corner. Look, straight back into the corner again. Get out the corner, son. That's what you've got to do. That's what his corner should be showing at him. But he must be very, very tired. And Raid, for me, he's clinched it 2-1 there.
Well, the kickboxer, the German kickboxer, he's only 22 as well. Looks as if he's going to fall at the final hurdle, and Mohammad Raid, who's had a go at every discipline.
Good work here from Raid, pushing his man back, keeping him in the corner here, body and head. He was exhausted, was Langen, but Raid put his punches together well, followed his man. That was a good right hand, and then he switched it downstairs. This was tiring Langen out, but here gets him in the corner. This is when he brings the sort of stoppage. There you go, down he goes. Needs to do a bit of work in the gym though, Raid, for me.
Well, he should get this decision here. Here it comes.
Winner and qualified for the next biggest better. In the red corner, Mohammad.
Yeah, no surprise. And we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we'll have the final event of the night, the meeting between the two unbeatens so far. And that is the local man, Ed Monzo. And he is up against Nico Valin. So short break to come, and then we'll be back with the action in a couple of minutes' time. So stay with us.
He's done it again! Oh, what a goal! And Egypt can celebrate! Absolutely incredible.
17 days in the pressure cooker of snooker.
to battle all the way through requires a talent that few possess. Neil Robertson has it, Stephen Hendry too, and John Higgins, Mark Williams, Sean Murphy, and Ronnie O'Sullivan. But who has the golden touch in 2011? The World Championship from the Crucible in Sheffield, tomorrow at 11, live on Eurosport.
And welcome back then from me, Tim Capel, and from Richie Woodall in Aarhus in Denmark. And it's time for the final event of the night. The meeting of the two unbeatens, Nico Fallin of Germany, Ed Monzo of Denmark. Let's remind you, if you've just come in, how they came through their respective fights en route to this final. So that's how they got here. So who will be leaving with the big fat check then at the end of the night? Ed Monzo, the local guy. Let's get the introductions then.
The moment now you're waiting for the big final of figures better fifth. Ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, from Dortmund, Germany, Nico Fallin.
Well, this guy's acquitted himself quite well, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. He's got better as the tournament's gone on. And what I like about him as well, variety in the shots, but also, Tim, his fitness. I think he's looked, and he's the fittest guy in the tournament. And that's a big part of his game, definitely. The way he beat Trzcinski, he just overpowered him. He literally was so determined in those shots that he was throwing. I mean, he put one combination together, about 5 or 6 punches, hitting the target. So yeah, for me, his fitness, his variety in his punches, yeah, I like him.
And he looks, like you said, he looks in good condition, but it's almost as if this is the first fight of the night. I mean, he looks that fresh.
And
Yeah,
now
does look
in the red
fresh.
corner from his
Credit to his
hometown,
fitness.
Aarhus, Denmark, of course, Ed Monzo!
What he's going to be interested in now, how does he tackle this fella Monzo? Does he go head-to-head with him? He's a bigger man. That brings Monzo definitely into it, because Monzo, for me, showed signs in that last fight that his fitness had gone. So I think if Fallon can, again, ride out the storm in the opening round, then come strong in the second and third round, I think he could win the fight. Monzo, I think, will go for an early stoppage, because he won't rely on his fitness.
He's getting on in years as well, 35 now. There's no doubt he overproduced in that previous fight against Eirik.
Yeah, he boxed very well. It's just that last minute was a little bit disturbing on his behalf in terms of his fitness. His fitness just seemed to go, didn't it? And that's not good going into the final. And he's naturally the bigger man as well, remember. Certainly got the weight advantage on his side.
Now, the final. In the blue corner, from Dortmund, Germany, 40 years old, 110 kilos. He is a kickboxer. Ladies and gentlemen, big applause for Nico Fallin. And in the red corner, 45 years old, 122 kilos. He is a kickboxer and a Muay Thai fighter. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your fighter, Ed Monzo!
So he's got his fan club in here tonight as well.
From Germany, Mr. Klaus Hagelmann.
Ready? Ed? Ready, Nico? Okay, let's go.
Keeping the instructions simple.
Yeah, you ready? That's
Okay.
it. Let's get it on.
All right, Richie.
Yeah.
Ready to go. Right, Ed Fallin's right out there. $12 kilograms, the weight difference between the two, 110 to 122. So this the debut really of Fallin. And so far, as we said, he's acquitted himself well. He's boxed quite a cute game, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've been impressed with him in this contest now. I think he needs to move, doesn't need to be standing in front of his opponent yet. Keep the movement going, keep popping out that jab. Monzo, what he would like Fallin to do is just stand in front of him and go toe-to-toe. And if the gym has got any sense, he doesn't want to be doing that. He keeps that guard up, elbows tucked in, just hits and move against this guy.
Yeah, and that should be the plan, really, shouldn't it?
And stay off the ropes and stay out the corners.
Oh, and then he caught him with a great left hand, followed up with a right. And maybe Monzo's going to go here in the opening round. Yes, he is.
Well, Fallin actually got caught with a good shot himself, but he followed it up by catching Monzo with an absolute belting shot. He's complaining about his leg again. Yeah. It's all over. Oh, no, he isn't. Sorry,
Yeah,
I thought he was going to say it was all over then. He don't want to know. He does not want to know here.
No, he's gone. That's it.
It's all over.
It's concluded. Well, it reminds you of Lanier Solis.
Yeah. Well, we've seen him injure his leg in the in his second fight, didn't we? He'd like pulled a hamstring or something.
But let's give it credit,
yeah,
because the quality of those shots that he threw just here, here they are.
Yeah, bringing him onto the shots, the left hook and then there's a right hand. But he was getting caught himself, Fallin, as he was throwing punches. But bringing him on, look, There, left hook, there's that right hand, there's a left hook there. It was the left hook that did it in the end, and the right hand just before that. So it was a good finish. And what impressed me there, Tim, is punching going backwards and bringing his opponent onto the shots. You know, he must have a lot of power in his punches, Fallon, because to put a man down and to, you know, to finish him off with heavy shots when you're moving backwards, hey, that's difficult to do.
Well, really impressive stuff then from Nico Fallon. And he doesn't need any encouragement to stay gym bound, because one of his other hobbies is bodybuilding.
To the ring for the final result.
So, big night for him. I mean, he would have looked at this roster of who he was up against tonight, and, you know, I mean, we all know that it's not A-listers or the top in Europe,
no,
but,
of course.
You know, as far as he's concerned, these guys are all in there. Most of them have got more boxing experience than he's had.
Well, listen, when you looked at the list of boxers before the tournament, I don't think there would have been many that would have put their money on Fallon because he was making his debut. Let's get it right.
Fifth by knockout victory in the first round. From Germany, please welcome Nico Fallon.
Yeah, all credit to him.
And
overall, though, Tim, it wasn't very good quality, to be honest. It wasn't very good.
Well, he takes a nice big fat check home with him, and that is all he's going to be concerned about. And, you know, it's going to launch his professional career, and presumably we're going to be seeing a bit more of him over the next year as he tries to build a winning record. 15,000 for the winner, the rest split between the other fighters that took part. So,
thank you so much for your support.
Not a bad start.
And thanks to the fighters.
And that is it from us in Denmark, from Richie Woodall, from me, Tim Cable. Till next time. Bye-bye.
The next Bigger's Better will be in Portugal. Book the date, June 17 in Lisbon. Thanks so much. It was a pleasure seeing you in Denmark, and we hope to come back next time. Thank you so much.
So these the final moments then of Ed Monzo, and Nico Fallon the winner. So as was said, we'll be back again in Lisbon in June. I hope you can join us then. Until then, bye-bye.